Myself, Dr. Balbin Saibanna, Assistant Professor and Assistant Controller of Examination, Department of Mathematics, Government Science College, Bangalore. Students, we learned the previous class, some examples on the Fourier integral transforms. Now, today also we continue the some problems on the Fourier integral transforms, and lastly, we have studied the complex Fourier transform properties. Let us start with some examples on the Fourier transforms. Now this is the example. Using the Fourier integral formula, prove that e to the power of minus x equals to 2 by pi integral over the limit 0 to infinity cos sx divided by 1 plus s square ds, where x is greater than 0. This x is considered to this only. X is positive here, equals to 0 and greater than 0. We have Fourier cosine integral formula. As we studied in the previous class, how we write the cosine integral formula, sine integral formula, and Fourier transfer integration formula. Here we are writing the cosine. Why we are writing the cosine means, look in the integral. The integral is contains cos sx, so that is why we are using the cosine integral formula. That is f of x is equals to 2 by pi double integral over 0 to infinity f of t cos st cos sx ds into dt. Now let us take this function f of x is equal to e to the power of minus x. Already the condition is given itself in the question, x is greater than 0. That f of x is equal to e to the minus x we considering, then replace this e to the power of minus x is equals to, that is e to the power of minus x is equals to 2 by pi double integral over 0 to infinity e to the power of minus t cos st cos sf dx. We are substituting here this f of t is e to the power of minus t. How we converting? The given function is in terms of x, f of x is equal to e to the power of minus x. The same function we are writing in terms of t. F of t is equal to e to the power of minus t. That is why I am writing f of t is equals to e to the power of minus t, the remaining as it is. Now this integral we are writing in the another form. Everything is same only. We are splitting the two integrals separately like this. 2 by pi constant right as it is. Then first integral as it is. Then second integral 0 to infinity e to the power of minus st cos t. Together you write et here. This is the inner integral. Then remaining cos sx this ds as it is. Now this inner integral value is using this formula, integral 0 to infinity e to the power of minus ax cos bx dx is a divided by a square plus b square. Here a is there, up is will get the numerator a, then a square plus b square here. Now here comparing this integral to this integral, the standard result, here a is 1. So that is why here a is 1 and 1 divided by 1 square plus s square cos sx dx as is. And e to the power of minus x as it is in the left hand side 2 by pi, just integral 0 to infinity cos sx 1 divided by 1 square, you write 1 plus s square ds, which is the required result. Look here, we want the same result here. We got the same result. Next example, using the Fourier integral method, prove that e to the power of minus bx minus e to the power of minus bx is equals to 2 times of b square minus a square divided by pi. Integral 0 to infinity u sin ux divided by u square plus a square into u square plus b square into tu, where a and b are positive. A is greater than 0, b is greater than 0. Look the given problem right hand side. Here sign is there. Sign is there means here the right side of the integral contains sign term. So that is why we used sign from the Fourier integral. That is the formula is f of x is equals to 2 by pi double integral 0 to infinity f of t sin ut sin ux du dt. Then f of x is equals to, as we considered in the previous example, the function is like this: e to the power of minus ax minus e to the power of minus bx. Then in this place you can write e to the power of minus ax minus e to the minus bx is equals to 2 by pi double integral 0 to infinity. Here in place of f of t we are writing e to the power of minus at minus e to the power of minus bt, the remaining as it is only sin ut sin ux du dt. Again we are writing the same integrals in the different form: 2 by pi single double first integral 0 to infinity sin ux du. Here sin ux du, this term we are writing together with the first integral, the remaining you are writing the second integral 0 to infinity e to the power of minus at minus e to the power of minus bt sin ut dt. Now this is called integral equation number 1. Now we considering this integral only. Then consider nothing but what is the value of this integral. We found out, if we find the integral value, then substitute in equation 1. That's all. Now integral 0 to infinity e to the power of minus at minus e to the power of minus bt sin ut dt. Then here e to the power of minus bt is multiplied by sin ut dt. You will get first integral, and this minus e to the power of minus bt is multiplied sin ut dt. You will get the another integral. Then here these two integrals, integral 0 to infinity e to the power of minus at sin ut dt minus integral 0 to infinity e to the power of minus bt sin t, it is in the form of this form, these two. Then this is the standard result. As you know that previous examples also, integral 0 to infinity e to the power of minus at sin bt dt equals to b divided by a square plus b square, b divided by a square. Then here u divided by this integral, u divided by a square plus u square, and this integral minus write as it is, and this integral comparing to this you write u divided by b square plus u square. Now here taking the LCM, a square plus u square into b square plus u square, and cross multiply, then simplifying it, then what will get here b square minus a square, and here u sin ux divided by a square plus u square b square plus u square. Then constant you take outside the integral, b square minus a square right outside the integral, 2 times of b square minus a square divided by 2 pi integral 0 to infinity, then u sin ux divided by u square plus a square b square plus u square du. One more example, express f of x is equals to 1. Now these three examples are homework for you. Express f of x is equals to 1 function, that is 1 for x is modulus of x is less than or equal to 1, f of x is equal to 0 for x is modulus of x is greater than 1. Then using this function you can prove that the Fourier integral form, and hence the result is also evaluated in this form, integral 0 to infinity sin x divided by x dx. And these two examples are homework for you, or try to solve these two. And this example is as previous example. Here actually previous example we have e to the power of minus ax is there, minus e to the power of minus bx is there. Comparing these two, here what will get it? Here a is equal to 1, b is equals to 2. That's all. Using the same procedure we can find the third example's solution. Now next one more topic, complex Fourier transform. Let me know that what is the meaning of complex Fourier transform. Consider the Fourier integral expansion of the function f of x is equals to 1 divided by 2 pi double integral over minus into plus infinity f of t e to the power of I alpha t minus x dt d alpha. The above integral can be written in the another form. How we can write? This 2 pi can be written as root 2 pi, like a x can be written as root x into root x, it will get the x only. That is only we are writing this 2 pi root 2 pi root 2 pi, and we are writing the integral separately like this: 1 divided by root pi integral of minus infinity plus infinity, 1 divided by root 2 pi integral over the limit minus infinity plus infinity f of t, here same function f of t e to the power of alpha t dt e to the power of minus I alpha x dx. Here we are splitting this term. We know that a to the power of m minus n, we written a to the power of m, a to the power of minus n. The same like this we are writing this and this. Consider the inner integral, mean this integral what we have put in the square brackets. Consider the inner integral 1 divided by square root of 2 pi integral over the limit minus infinity plus infinity f of t e to the power of alpha t dt. Provided this limit is exist, means that integral, the inner integral exists, that is known as the complex Fourier transform, shortly abbreviated as CFT, or Fourier transforms only, or infinite Fourier transforms. Complex Fourier transform can also be called as Fourier transforms or infinite Fourier transforms of the function f of x, and this is denoted by capital F of, in the flower brackets you write f of x, or the same expression can be put in the form of capital F in the open brackets of alpha, or f cap alpha. This is cap is there, f cap alpha. Then equation 1 can be written as f of x is equals to 1 divided by root pi integral over the limit minus infinity f of alpha. What your inner integral we are treating as this inner integral previous. This totally inner integral is written as capital F of alpha. That's all. E to the power of minus I alpha x df. This is called equation number 2. F of alpha is equal to f cap alpha is equal to f of x is equals to 1 divided by root pi integral over the limit minus infinity plus infinity f of t e to the power of I alpha t dt. Equation 3 is called Fourier transform of the function f of x. Look here, this is different, this is different. It is in terms of the variable is alpha is there. That is why here minus I alpha x d alpha. Here e to the power of I alpha t dt. Then after completing the Fourier integral, complex Fourier transform, let me define inverse Fourier transform. What is the meaning of inverse Fourier transform? Nothing but it is that reverse of the Fourier transform. That's all. From the above definition, we know that capital F of x is the Fourier transform of the function f of x. Then the function f of x is called the inverse function Fourier transform of f of x. It is denoted by, this is the complex Fourier transform. If you write previous of this f inverse, capital F inverse, that f inverse of f of x is equals to, then we write only f of x. The same expression we can list them. F inverse of f cap alpha, and it is given by f of x is equal to f inverse of f of x, like a inverse it is, like, then that is 1. Then f inverse of f cap alpha is equals to 1 divided by root of 2 pi integral over the limit minus infinity plus infinity f cap alpha e to the power of minus I alpha x d alpha. Here alpha is there, we are writing in terms of alpha, same. Now this is known as the inverse Fourier transform. This is look the previous one. This is the Fourier transform of the function. Then same you can put in this form. F inverse of f of alpha is f cap alpha equals to 1 divided by root of 2 pi integral over the limit minus infinity plus infinity f cap alpha e to the power of minus I alpha x d alpha. Now after completing the two most important definitions, that is complex Fourier transform and its inverse Fourier transform. Let me know that some basic properties are there. We have to study 6 basic properties are there. Let us start one by one. First property, in first property we have a two sections are there, A and B. Then what is the first property says linearity property. The statement of the linearity property is like this: for any constants A and B, capital F of A f of t plus B g of t is equals to, we have to prove that A f of t plus B f of g of t. By the definition of the, that is f cap alpha, by definition of the Fourier transform, we will get f cap alpha is equals to 1 divided by root of 2 pi integral over the limit minus infinity plus infinity f of t e to the power of alpha t dt. Here the same f cap alpha is there. As we know that in the previous, f cap alpha we written as capital F of A f of x. Then here we writing f of A f of t, we want this thing here. F of A f of t plus bg of t is equals to 1 divided by root 2 pi integral over limit minus in plus infinity. F of t is equals to, we are substituting A f of t bj of t e to the power of I alpha t dt as it is. Then here sum of two terms are there. Just you write the sum of two integrals. Then the constant 1 divided by root 2 pi as it is. This is a constant because here t is the variable. This a is right outside the integral. Minus in plus infinity f of t e to the power of alpha t dt one integral, and b is constant. Then integral over minus in plus infinity g of t e alpha t dt. Now here this 1 divided by square root of 2 pi multiplied by this integral and this integral, what will get? 1 divided by square root of 2 pi, then a into minus plus into f of t e to the power of alpha t dt, and this is also there. Then using the definition of this here, what it says here, the f cap alpha can be written as f of x. Then we are writing t is the variable, this a is constant, then 1 divided by square root of 2 pi integral over minus plus infinity f of t e to the power of alpha t, we are writing f of t. It is a definition of the complex Fourier transform. This is same, you write b of f of g of t. Now this is the a part and the linear property. Next go to the second one. What is the statement of the B1 means? If f cap alpha and g cap alpha are complex Fourier transforms of the function f of x and g of x, then f inverse of a f cap of g plus b g cap of alpha, then we have to prove this one, a f inverse of f cap alpha plus b f inverse of g cap alpha, where a and b are any two constant. By the definition we have f inverse of a f cap alpha plus b g cap alpha is equals to 1 divided by square root of 2 pi integral of minus infinity a f cap alpha plus b g cap alpha e to the power of minus I alpha x d alpha. This is the definition of the inverse complex Fourier transform. This is how I'm writing this one because your f inverse is there. F inverse is there. Then again here sum of the two terms are there. We write the sum of two integrals. Then we'll get 1 divided by 2 pi integral over the limit minus infinity plus infinity a f cap alpha, then e to the power of minus I alpha x d alpha plus 1 divided by square root of 2 pi integral over the limit minus plus infinity b g cap alpha e to the power of minus I alpha x d alpha. Then a is constant right outside the integral, this a, and b is also constant right outside the integral. Look very carefully the integral. After we are writing a and b, this integral and this integrals are using the inverse Fourier transform definition. I writing a as it is, then this can be written as f inverse of f cap alpha b is constant. This integral is by using the inverse complex Fourier transform definition, we can write f inverse of g cap alpha. I hope you are understanding, all of you. The next property, second property, change of scale property. The statement is we have to write the same change of scale property. We have to write prove that f of it is equals to 1 by a f cap alpha by a, where a is positive. Why you are giving this condition a is greater than 0? Nothing but here alpha by a is there, 1 by a is there. Suppose the condition is equal to 0, we can't, that is proof there is a, it is any number by 0 is infinity. That is why here we defining the a value greater than 0. By definition of the complex Fourier transform, f of at is equals to 1 divided by square root of 2 pi integral over the limit minus infinity plus infinity f of at e to the power of alpha t dt equals to 1 divided by root of 2 pi integral over the limit minus infinity plus infinity. Here we are substituting, look here, put s is equals to at. Here we substituting s is equal to 80, then s is equal to 80, nothing but we have, you write in terms of t, what will get? T is equals to s by a. When we, if you are taking the substitution, integrals also changes. Then look, when s is here, it is a s is there, we are converting in terms of t. When s is equal to 0, t is also, sorry, s is equal to minus infinity, t is also minus infinity. Then s is equal to infinity, t is also plus infinity. There is a limit is same, there is nothing change. But look the integral, at is there. F of s is equals to 80, then differentiate both sides with respect to t, then what will get? ds by dt is equals to 1 by a, that is dt is equals to 1 by a ds. That we have substituting here. Then how? Here f of s means this at is equals to s, we are writing e to the power of I times of alpha by a. What is t? S by a. We are writing s outside, actually like this. Alpha, that is t nothing but s by a. I alpha s by a will get it. That is we are writing e to the power of I alpha by a into s. This 1 by a is by dt is equals to 1 by a ds. Dt is equal, after differentiating this, we'll get dt is equals to 1 by a ds. That is here. Then this 1 by a is constant because s is the variable right outside the integral. Then 1 by a. See the remaining. This remaining integral, which form it is? 1 divided by root of 2 pi integral over minus plus infinity f of s e to the power of I alpha by as. It is in the form of f cap of alpha, that is Fourier complex transform. That can we write f cap of alpha by a. Why? Here alpha by a is there. In the definition, what will have means f cap alpha is equals to 1 divided by root of 2 pi integral over the limit minus and plus infinity f of t e to the power of alpha t dt is there. That is why we have writing f cap of alpha. In this case, in place of alpha, we have a alpha by a, that is we are writing here. Okay, dear students, I hope you are all safe. If you have any doubts, please forward me or text me through WhatsApp or email. I will rectify. Thank you.